Those kids were an absolute frickin' trip today. Good morning, folks, and happy Wednesday. We are getting out of here a little bit later than what we had wanted to, what we had planned on, what we had woken up for. I don't know really where the time went. But yeah, we're getting out of here later than I wanted. I guess let's hit the road so we can go get better today than we were yesterday, and be able to knock out a run before we go get better today than we were yesterday. Be able to warm up our bodies. We're not late because it was a struggle to get out of bed this morning. I kind of hopped up and started going. It wasn't because we're super tight. None of that. I really just don't know where the time went. Not at all. Sitting there watching a video about cod next, and the next thing I knew, time was gone. So I guess let's start this thing up and go battle this Atlanta traffic, folks. Dang, not only were we late getting out of the house today, but there was a redonkulous amount of traffic for 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. Honestly, I kind of want to pull in here and take me a nap now. I don't even really want to go knock out this run. But we are. We don't have as much time as we'd liked. We were already cutting it short. Now we're cutting it real short. Now we got we could probably make it a 20-25 minute run. Be cutting it short on getting in there to technique. But I guess let's find us a parking spot. Let's get in here. Or get out of here. And go get in better shape today than we were yesterday. Warm up for the day and everything in between. Well, folks, run complete, and I'm sure glad I did not give in to the temptation of just leaning that seat back, because that was one of my better runs that I've had in a long freaking time. One of the better ones, probably one of my best ones. So look, persevering, pushing through, not giving it a temptation worked in our favor. We got in better shape today than we were yesterday, at a higher intensity than we have done in a long time, or probably in a long time. It's probably one of my better runs ever. We're freaking getting it today. We're freaking getting it. In better shape today than we were yesterday. I can for sure say that one. Let's grab our things. Let's head inside. Let's change out. And let's go get better today than we were yesterday. That was also a great practice. A great run, a great practice, and now we don't have any lunch. I don't know what we should do for lunch. I don't know if I should drive all the way home, if I should go get some lunch, if I should get some lunch and sit there and eat it, if I should get some lunch and ride, if I should get to town and then get lunch. I don't know. We're in quite the dilemma here, folks. Oh, and another dilemma, another little block in the road, another little decision that I have to make after that great practice and it feeling so nice out and being so beautiful out today. I really don't want to take off this afternoon, but I told JB, I promised her that I would take this afternoon off and spend with her. And I'm like, I could spend time with her in the car on the way to the gym. That's a good time to spend with each other. Do we be selfish? Or do we not be selfish? Selfish, no selfish, selfish, no selfish, selfish, no selfish. I don't know. I guess let's figure out this lunch thing. We can decide that. We can determine that one later. if we go, if we don't, if we spend time with JB, if we just let the time we spend with each other be on the way to the gym, if you know what I mean. Quite the problem here. But let's get home, or at least start heading home, and we determine if we're gonna get lunch or not. Oh, it's freaking hot, folks. It's cooking out there today. And our AC is acting up again, so guess what? We just sweat the whole way home. I cannot wait to get inside to this AC, my friends. Y'all have no idea. Plus traffic was absolutely trash. So, yeah. This just took a lot longer than it should have. But we're home. Let's go inside and let's get this reset in. And, yeah, we didn't stop for lunch. I think we're just going to skip the lunch today. Because, really looking forward to this nap. Let's go take this nap. Well, that was quite the hassle to get back up after that freaking nap. But we did. We got ourselves a little snack in us. Now we're going to go get these kids better today than they were yesterday. But let's get there. Whatever JB is plugging up over here is not that important. We can charge our phones later. We are running behind because we didn't want to get up. But neither did actually JB was up too, already up. She was like sitting in the room with her flashlight on in the dark, like a creep weirdo. But yeah, folks, I guess let's go get these kids better today than they were yesterday. Alrighty, we made it, but we just barely made it. So let's get in here and get them better today than they were yesterday. Those kids were an absolute freaking trip today. I don't even know where to start. They got the technique down. They did great with technique today. We're just working a vice grip since we've been working from turtle position, being able to break your opponent down, and how if there's a low wedge, attack that low edge. For example, the backside tilt, the shoulder tilt. Today we worked on vice grip because yes, there's a few different ways you can make them go over that shoulder or make them go over the head. And one of them is shoulder tilt, one of them is the Henzo roll, and another one's going to be our vice grip. So all the vice grip is if we're in the front head, we slide our arm under the armpit, we take our palm and we face it towards us, and then we are just using our elbow as a lever to twist them over and hit their hip. And then from there we were going to get into a darce, but I wanted the kids to be more proficient at the vice grip itself before we went into darcing each other, teaching them a darce. So yeah, but needless to say, kids are hilarious, like absolutely positively hilarious. From one of the kids' arm going into another kid's mouth, so he freaks out and runs over to his dad, wipes it off on his head, and the dad nonchalantly just looks at him and goes, "Come on, bro, that's my head." And then they all start busting out laughing. To another one who, it's a little like 4-year-old, who I told JB to work with him today, just to get, pretty much just keep him entertained and make sure that he grasps the technique. But after that, if he doesn't want to finish it, he doesn't have to, just make him do it once or twice. Well, he did it once or twice, then he looks at JB and goes, "You know, I really like girls." "Oh yeah? Oh yeah?" Mind you, he literally only ever speaks to the ladies at the park. Like, he literally runs from lady to lady at the park. Kid is hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, inform JB. "You know, I really like girls." "Oh yeah? I can tell, buddy. We can tell. There's no hiding it. There's no denying it." But yeah, folks, I guess what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take the afternoon off, and we're just gonna spend it with JB. We haven't taken afternoon off, and how long have it been since we taken afternoon off? I don't remember either. It's been a long time. Needless to say, yeah, before our last weight cut, or for the week of our last weight cut, needless to say, we're gonna take the afternoon off. Just spend the afternoon with JB, embracing her company. So I guess let's get home, let's clean up, and then I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe go get her Jesus on. Heck, maybe go watch a movie. Can go watch a movie? I don't know. Let's get home and let's shower, and then we can determine from there. Well, I guess good thing we decided to take the afternoon off. The interstate to get out of our town is shut down in all directions. So, yeah, we saved ourselves a headache. We officially made it through that traffic. We're going to run inside. We're going to clean up, and then we're going to see if we can get back out the door to go get some Jesus on. And then we will, I guess, go find some grub. And we are clean, out of the door. Had to go get our Jesus on a Wednesday. And we're on time. Check it. We haven't gotten to get our Jesus on, and not only on a Wednesday, but just at all. And like forever. And to make it on time? Like, what are we? Definitely not BillyGoat and JB, because we don't make it anywhere on time.
We won't make it on time, so.
Yes, we will. We're like 2 minutes down the road. It's a 5-minute drive. 6 minutes. It's 6 minutes till we have to be there. 2 minutes down the road. We'll make it on time. We will. Drive. If you would drive.
Buckle up.
It doesn't. You don't. Bro, you can put the car in reverse in the driveway if I'm not buckled up, fool. Let's get to church, folks, because someone is trying to be argumentative over something that doesn't need to be argumentative. Like whether we're going to be on time or not. We're going to be on time. On my time. And just like I said, we're pulling in at 7:14. Church starts at 7:15. We are on time, baby. But this place is packed. We're going to be packed up in here like a bunch of freaking sardines, baby. Let's go get our Jesus on.
To manipulate people and to control people. So that as a leader...
Well, folks, I guess it was a good thing we made it over to church today. Why do I say that? Because, well, one of our very loyal students, our parents, I guess you could say, introduced me to another parent who they had been talking very kindly, talking up our program a lot, and well, they were wanting to get their kid into it, and well, the parent did not mention to them that we were part of the church. And as she was sitting there telling her, yeah, you should just bring them by, we do it at such and such, this and that, blah blah blah, she was, oh, look who it is, that's wild. I was like, what, were you talking about me? She's like, we were actually talking about you. Hey, this is Coach. And introduced me to her. And she's like, I so want to get my kid into this, but I can't find a gym that I'm willing to spend $100+ on a month. And I don't even know if I could do that. Like, this would have to be something that like my kids would want to do for like a living if I was going to do something like that. Like, it's extremely, extremely expensive. So to hear that you're doing it donations based is just, it's like heartwarming. Like, you don't know how many people you're going to introduce to the sport doing this. And I'm like, I knew that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning wake up was for a reason. It was pretty beautiful. It was just like, oh, everything happens for a reason. Like I always say, it happens for a reason. There was a reason why JB wanted us to stay home today. And then we ended up going to church today because we needed to meet that parent. Who knows? That may be one of my next star pupils. You know, I guess pupils wouldn't be the right word. A pupil? Be a pupil?
Yeah.
I thought pupil was like peer would be what I was thinking of. So it would be pupil. My bad. Needless to say, today in church, we talked about what is holiness? What is it? What defines holiness? Is it being able to follow a bunch of laws and rules? Could be. Could be. Or is it understanding God's wisdom? Because there is a lot of rules and regulations and laws that were laid down in Leviticus that just aren't really applicable anymore. No, I'm not saying like just go out and make your own rules. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Don't just rely on your own understanding or use cultural wisdom. Like, that's definitely not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is, I couldn't tell you exactly what verse it was, what book this came from, but in the Bible it does say that the law was our guardian before faith. But definitely not exactly how it's written either, but I'm paraphrasing because I'm a paraphrasing kind of guy. Needless to say, the law was written down to protect us from ourselves before there was faith. Well, what are we told to have faith in? Christ. And God said that Christ was wisdom, so I guess that would mean Christ is God's wisdom. And I'm not saying like you can just be whoever you want and just say, hey, I believe in Christ. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is if you have God's wisdom, Christ, then eventually you're just gonna like, hey, you need a change, buddy. You can get that one day. You're gonna start feeling like repentance. It's almost like you're gonna suddenly have a consciousness. Or consciousness, that's not the right word. Conscience. Whoops. You're gonna suddenly have a conscience. And I'm not saying you don't have a conscience now. Like, of course you have natural human morals that everyone has, but you're gonna begin being formed and changed into what God believes you should be through His wisdom, not through your own. Because if you go by your own wisdom, you're just going to fail. But through God's wisdom. I guess that's kind of what I got from it. Anyways, accept Christ and you'll go to heaven. But it's a little bit deeper than just accept Christ. Like
To live Christ-like.
it's not even just living Christ-like. It's doing all things to benefit the kingdom. That's what I would take it as. More of a, I'm eating this food. Why am I eating this food? To nourish the temple in which God built. Something as simple as that, you know? Every time we step into the cage, it'd be to raise Him up. Every time I take a breath, it'd be to only just to keep the body ticking in which God laid down. That's what I took it as. You don't take a breath just because that's what you're told to do. I mean, that's what your body wants to do. You take the breath so that you can enrich God's body. Does that make sense? I think I'm going too deep. It's pretty simple, though. To gain holiness, because I think there's a lot of people out there who may be able to follow a lot of rules, because honestly, rules and laws at the end of the day are just what's the word I'm looking for? To follow them, it just takes some discipline, you know? It just takes a little bit of discipline, or I guess you could say behavior modification, in which it takes discipline to then have behavior modification. So, in theory, you could be a great human. You could be in shape. You could make sure you don't curse. You can make sure you don't ever put any substances into your body. You could do a lot of things. But at that point, you're just following rules and laws and regulations. And if you don't have Christ, then does it really matter if you're following those rules, laws, and regulations? Because you don't have His wisdom. So At that point, are you really holy? Hope I didn't talk in a huge circle. But, y'all get what I'm laying down? Like, there's plenty of people out there who are very, very, very disciplined individuals. Who are very, who can modify their behavior. I mean, go get a life coach. You can modify your behavior right now to behave better. Go get a counselor. Go work out. I mean, you could do all those things. But does that make you really holy? Because God says that you should lean on His wisdom. And His wisdom is Christ. So, what really makes you holy? Because all the people in the Old Testament, I guess, there's a lot of holy people there who followed a lot of rules and laws, but, Christ came in to tell them they were wrong. And they followed a lot. They refused to break laws. I mean, heck. They put Jesus on a cross because He broke a law. Because they refused to break law. But the law was just to guard you. Until faith came. I hope that makes sense. I guess needless to say, you need Christ to become holy. That's what I'm getting at. The rules and laws in which you can follow don't really matter, because eventually, if you truly have accepted Christ, there's going to be behavior modifications and discipline that just come with it. Does that make sense? Like, all of that will come once you accept God's wisdom, which is Christ. But we have made it somewhere for dinner. Dang, I didn't realize I yapped that long. Wow, that must have really touched my soul. Let's go grab some grub. Well, after waiting 2 freaking hours, almost, wasn't right at 2 hours, but it was almost 2 hours, to get a salad, let's get our freaking butts home. Because I'm a little irritated, I can't lie. I wanted to be home early tonight, and
That's why you stay home.
yep, that is why you don't eat out, folks. That's why you don't eat out. But goodness gracious, I mean, who expected that a Wednesday night at 8:30 it would have been absolutely packed out? Not this guy. This guy didn't expect it. But it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. So there's no need to get upset about it. But it is annoying because I really thought we were going to be able to get on the games and be on a lot earlier than what we usually are. And I mean, we will be on earlier, but not like significantly earlier. Maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes earlier. That's about it. Irritating, but it is what it is. Nothing that we can do about it. So not worth getting upset over. Let's get our butts home so that we can most likely catch some crowns. But we might spread the democracy. I don't know. We need to get home and find out. So let's get our butts home. Well, we did indeed successfully make it home before we traditionally do. Not by much, but we did. So I guess this early day was not a waste. It wasn't a waste either way. We got to make a connection with hopefully a new student, and got to advertise the car show, got to advertise our program, got to hear the good word of God, learn about God's wisdom, what it means to be holy. The salad was good. It's not that it wasn't. It just took like freaking an hour and a half to get out to us, and then took us 30 minutes to be seated. I don't know why we just didn't go somewhere else, but once I was already 10 minutes into it, I was like, babe, we're not going anywhere else. I'm invested. I'm freaking invested. We're staying here. We're eating here. I'm not moving my freaking buttocks until we got to go to our seat, our table. You know what I mean? But yeah, folks, I'd say today was a successful day. I know we didn't go back out to go get better today than we were yesterday, a second time today, but that is why we train day in and day out, every day, twice a day, so that when JB goes, hey, I really want to go on a date, or I really want to do this, or I really just want to spend a day with you, or I just want to have an early night, it is acceptable. If I, didn't train after my fights and took a 1 month, freaking 2 month, freaking limbo in between fights and didn't do anything and didn't train, well, there would be a difference there. This would be an issue. But because I train every day, day in and day out, multiple times a day, every day, when I say, hey, I want to take a day off, it's okay. Granted, I'm like beating myself up for taking that day off today, this afternoon off, but it is okay because that's the feeling that we want to have. Because then tomorrow we go back with more energy and more like a want, like we're here for a purpose, you know? Sometimes when you go day in and day out, twice a day, every day, it loses its magic, I guess you could say. That's a good way of putting it. It loses its magic. It loses the I get to go roll with my buddies, or I get to go hang out with my friends, or I get to go punch them, or I get to go learn. And it just turns into, I'm here. We're here to train. We're here to get better. Instead of, you know? You get what, it loses that zing. You get, I hate to say complacent, because I don't want to say that I'm complacent by any means, but you lose that little spark sometimes. And sometimes just a night off will do it for you. It'll reset you. When I start feeling that, I gotta get back in there. Oh, dude, this is what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. Was just a night off, just a night to say, because now I'm beating myself up for taking the night off. So tomorrow, I will go back in there with full intentions of getting better tomorrow than we were today. Not like that's not my intention every day, but, you know, just with a more determined intention. But yeah, folks, today was a pretty good day, and we got a great laugh from our students. Like, literally the whole class of, yes, I'm supposed to be teaching them jiu-jitsu, and yes, I am teaching them jiu-jitsu, but I also am not going to be that guy who says you can't joke around. Like, there was like 6 of them today. We joked around pretty much the whole time. It was fun. I had fun. They had fun. And kids say some of the darndest things. Hey, Miss Jennifer. Yeah, I really like girls. Cool. Cool, buddy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Funny. But now that we're home, let's go enjoy this early night off and get inside and freaking hop on the games. Honestly, we know what we're gonna do with this extra time. We're gonna play for a little longer. Let's go hop on the games. Let's go catch some dubs, or let's go spread some democracy, baby. Good night, folks, and BillyGoat freaking loves ya.